I can't wait. When I find out who you are, I'm going to terrorize you for life. Because I'm really rich. I'm gonna terrorize you for life just cause. I just got money to terrorize. I'm gonna just terrorize you for life, okay? I don't give a fuck about what Drake got going on, what Kendrick got going on. I will terrorize you for life. Just remember that, okay?
Hey everybody, what's up? Check it out. It's Anthony Fantano here. Thank you for watching. The beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, for the most part, is over and done, with multiple announcements online of this hot war pretty much being finished. But the info war side of this beef, believe it or not, is ongoing, because obviously over the course of this back and forth, a lot of accusations were leveled in both directions. And now that Drake and Kendrick have moved on, it's the fans who are now duking it out online to sort of figure out who was telling the most truth in their diss track to the other guy. I've had my own skepticisms in terms of who's actually more on the level, but now on Twitter, we have some actual proof in terms of at least some of the validity of claims that have been made in Drake's tracks to Kendrick, that everything that he's saying is facts, that he leaked Kendrick information in quotes, of course, because the implication there is that the info was false to begin with. Also, the claim that there was some kind of joke in the prescription bottle label that Kendrick sort of featured in the picture for the Meet the Grams cover art. Yeah, everything Drake had to say on that front in his verses is kind of falling apart now, due very much to this recently started Twitter account, EbonyPrince2k24. Now, usually when it comes to beefs, celebrities, stuff like that, I tend to just kind of ignore conjecture, conspiracy theorists, trolls, all that kind of stuff. But of course, I had to acknowledge this because whoever is running this account actually has in their hands the materials that are featured in the Meet the Grams album art, the Ozempic, the shirt, the personal effects. There was a video posted with all of these items along with an issue of a recent Brooklyn newspaper. As of the recording of this audio that you're listening to, the account is anonymous. However, I wonder if that's going to remain to be the case for much longer, because this person is doing a lot of defending of themselves, kind of putting out there a lot of information that is quite personal too. I really think it's only a matter of time before many people on the internet are able to put two and two together. But this person says in a very long flurry of tweets that has been going on for multiple days at this point that they're not a liar. These items are in fact not stolen. They were obtained legally. This person also is said to have hired a lawyer. They name their lawyer in a tweet as well. So obviously this person must have some kind of connection to Kendrick. What the nature of that connection is could range in a variety of different ways. Does this person know Kendrick personally, or was it merely someone who reached out to Kendrick and his team and sort of hipped them to this information, sent them a photo of these personal effects? At this point, it really could be anything. And the information that this Ebony Prince account has leaked goes even beyond these personal items, because this person also put up a screenshot from the Mark Hotel lobby security camera that not only featured Drake, but also a journalist who has kind of become central to this whole controversy now. I kind of don't really want to go down that rabbit hole because I'm not sure the guy is really essential to any of this. But, you know, we do have a date. We do have a time, January 22nd, 2023, on a Sunday. To whoever is posting all of this information, these dates, these times, all of this stuff seems to be pretty pivotal. They claim again that these items were just left there, were discarded, that Drake and DJ Academics, who is also tied up in this now through their claims that these items were stolen. This is now quote unquote blocking this person's money. And they are now saying on Twitter that they're hoping to do some kind of November 9th auction for these items that were once Drake's that are in this person's possession. Yeah, reading through the tweets further from here, this person's like really posting manically online like some kind of comic book supervillain, which is why some fans have now taken to referring to them as the Riddler, which I kind of get. They also post like a rest in peace post to Kevin Samuels at some point too, Red Pill community guy, if you're not familiar, which I think, regardless of what you feel about his views, kind of just tells you more about this person and their background.
I forget this thing is on some liberal shit.
The demographic of people Kevin Samuels appealed to when he was active and still alive, I mean, was pretty limited in terms of like point of view, ideology. The more this person posts, the more they're just like kind of telling on themselves, which honestly can really not be a good idea. I mean, this person has access to a lawyer. Do they not? Is a lawyer advising him to be posting all of this? I digress, though. This person tells on themselves further, saying, "I've stood next to you in the rain to keep the paps and the fanatics away." Posts a TikTok video as well of a woman who attempted to charge Drake while entering the Mark Hotel. Then posts a date as well, 7/27/2023. Also on this Twitter account, this person goes on to post more photos of things that I guess are assumed to have been linked to the luggage and the personal effects that were left behind, namely jewelry, saying, and I quote, "Lost and found is a well-known and looked forward to perk of hospitality." So it seems like this person was looking to profit off of these effects, legally so, as they were allowed to, as I guess there may be policies for the Mark and other hotels as well in this line of business, that when things are left behind, those who work in this line of business may be able to get a hold of them again legally and do with them what they wish. From this point, there is a whole story where this person's really kind of like going over just a litany of complaints in terms of how they came to be fired, just negative experiences they've had, not only personally, but just sort of accounting for the experiences of others in the hospitality business as well. Whenever Drake and his, quote unquote goons, his group, his crew would sort of come by, whoever is running this account just seems to be very pissed off, very unhappy with Drake personally over getting let go, over just very negative experiences they had in relation to Drake while Drake was staying at the hotel. And also they just feel well within their right to just kind of sell and auction off these items because they were allegedly obtained legally, which, I mean, may in fact be the case. And it's interesting that all of this is happening because it certainly sheds light on this whole situation and proves that Drake was definitely blowing some smoke up our ass in terms of how these items, or at least images of them, got into Kendrick's hands, how certain pieces of information got into Kendrick's hands. Obviously, when it comes to anything pictured in the cover art to the Meet the Grams diss track single, clearly none of that came through Drake, if this is the guy who is now pissed and acting quite disgruntled toward Drake. I will say this, though. Comments on these items being stolen or being obtained in a non-legal fashion may have been sort of thrown out there by Drake and his team or by DJ Academics in relation to them being used in a way that obviously was going to contribute some kind of harm to Drake's reputation in the midst of this back and forth. I'm not really surprised this person may have suffered some negative repercussions as a result of that. While it may in fact be true that when items are left behind at hotels, be they average ones or super ritzy ones like the Mark, yeah, you may be able to take them or sell them or, do anything like that, but can you actually use them to expose the person who owned them at one time and, like, you know, post that personal information on the internet, that may be kind of a step too far in terms of like what is legally allowed, or, you know, in terms of like what your place of employment would allow. That doesn't necessarily seem kosher per se. Either way, this person seems genuinely pissed about the whole situation. They seem absolutely determined to actually make this auction happen in November. Kind of interesting that the time for this was set that far out, considering that given just how much personal information they gave out, I'm sort of wondering if this person will be exposed by then, if Drake and his team will put enough money toward this to kind of, you know, pump the brakes and put all of this to a stop. Really, anything can happen between now, May, when I'm recording this, and November later this year. Either way, the situation is most definitely still currently developing, and I'm not really sure it looks good for anybody involved in this whole thing. The individual posting, because I think the more he shares and the more he puts out there, the more potential hot water he places himself in. Drake, because obviously this is all quite embarrassing for him, and on top of it, the guy, Ebony Prince, seems to be kind of teasing toward maybe more info leaks down the road, and while I kind of doubt that somebody who is just kind of working in hospitality at the Mark would have, like, you know, the full expose on a bunch of terrible things Drake has done. It could be possible that he has access to some stuff and some info that, you know, could really do Drake's reputation some damage. And I think this is, like, not necessarily the best look for Kendrick either, because did Kendrick and or his team actually vet this guy thoroughly before getting this information from him in terms of, you know, these personal effects and anything that he could have potentially learned from him about Drake during his stays at the Mark? Because we don't know if this guy is totally 100% being on the level with everything, and at this point he kind of seems like a bit of a lone wolf, loose cannon, loose end, who's just kind of purely working in his own self-interest, whatever he feels like that is in this moment. So yeah, quite strange stuff going on right here in terms of this beef at the moment. Because while it has gone cold in terms of a direct commentary from one party or the other, it's certainly heating up and getting interesting with this anonymous poster, EbonyPrince2k24. Let me know what you think about any of this down in the comments below. I'm sure you will. Thank you very much for watching. You guys are the best. Anthony Fantano, I'm out.